Welcome back to the show. I'm Michael Kuzilny. Tough times on a Wednesday night. Thank you very much for the pleasure of your company, and thank you for coming up on the street and saying g'day, Michael, and sharing your problems. And have a look at our email address if you've got a story to share. I'd love to hear from you, and that of course can inspire other people to get through their problems. And if you're having a tough time at the moment, wherever you are around Australia, God bless you. I hope things get better. I know there's a lot of people who are going through divorce and they might not be able to see their children. There's people on drug problems. There's people who've lost close family members. And remember that as a human being, we all go through tough times. But I always find that when we do go through the fire, that's when we grow and become stronger, wiser, more mature. So I think it's impossible to go through life just smiling all the time, you know, like Anthony Robbins with all these books on positivity. It seems all these people, these fake people around society are going around smiling all the time. It's nice if we're a bit more authentic, and we're feeling pretty crap, tell people how you're feeling. It's a pretty pretentious world we're living, Angelo, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I look, I've seen it all. I mean, the thing that really gets to me is seeing an 18-year-old kid going to jail with other prisoners that are hardened criminals, and I've seen some terrible things. I mean, 18-year-old kid scared stiff that he's gonna, and they've taken his runners and they've bashed him and whatever. What sort of system have we got where we have to, we basically put everyone in the same pot? Yeah. What is going to come out of that pot?
They're going to come out worse, aren't they?
Of course they are.
I just find too, Angelo, there's back in the old days, I reckon the hardened crooks and the people who really mucked up went to prison. But now we're saturated with offences. There's just too many people getting into strife, isn't there? Yeah,
well, I mean, back in those days, there was the law of the jungle there, and you abided by that. Whereas today, there is no law in there. If you're a young kid and someone thinks they can stand over you, and you've got nice runners, and they say, take your runners off, I want them, you either give them the runners or you cop a beating.
But it's not only in prison, folks, it's everywhere, isn't it? We're just, there's just too many laws. I mean, look at the demerit point system. Everyone you speak to is losing their licences. Poor young people get 5 points by the time they get out the driveway and don't wear their seatbelt and indicate they've lost their licence, you know. And even professional people, doctors, nurses, Catholic priests ring me up and say, Michael, I'm up to 12 points and I'm just about to lose my licence. Don't you think there's just too many laws and a lack of discretion? Is it all about making money for the government? I mean, the government wants $43 million each year from speeding tickets, from those speed cameras, $43 million. They're not saying, well, let's hope everybody slows down. They rely on the $43 million, you know?
Well, you think about that, and then think about prisons. And like I say, most prisons, you do have your bed, you got your TV. Yeah, you know, you're right. But there are certain prisons when really it's worse than third world country. You've got to see it to believe it.
Well, Angelo, you were saying before that you went to the the Melbourne Assessment Centre. Melbourne Custody Centre. Now, explain to the viewers, where's that and why did you go there?
Basically, I went in there because I missed my court case, and I ended up going to Melbourne Custody Centre for 3 or 4 days. And they are holding cells that are underneath the magistrate's court. There's no lights, there's no air, there's none of this.
So you were in one of the courts, Court 7, and got sentenced. To how long?
For 5 days I spent in there.
But what was the sentence?
The sentence, I wasn't sentenced yet. I was put there. I was a holding cell.
You breached your bail or something?
Until I went to court the week after.
For what offence?
For shoplifting.
How much?
A couple of $1,000 worth. Probably,
right.
Not even.
Right.
So I think my point is that they're talking about all this money, and what they're doing is they put everyone in the same place.
Yeah.
You know, and what's going to come out? You put a bad apple in one box, in time the whole box is going to go bad.
Sure.
And it is true.
But then again, he's not an angel, is he, folks? He just admitted fraud, lots of petty offences, and then $2,000 worth of shoplifting. I can imagine a magistrate would look at him and say, enough is enough. And really, you know, one could say you're responsible.
I admit it.
Yeah?
I copped that.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. You said you copped a bit of a flogging in there, which wasn't.
I copped that, but I believe that the only thing is your freedom is taken away.
Yes.
Not extra punishment to be bashed and
Why were you
by
bashed? Did you play up or something? Did
because I asked for my medication.
you? Yes.
Yeah, that is very common.
Were you shouting and jumping up and
Well,
down?
at first I asked nicely. Then it got more. And then in the end I kept ringing the bell. They got annoyed with me. And basically, you know, they gave
How
it
were
to
you
me.
beaten up?
Well, they grabbed me and twisted my back and, you know, grabbed me by the neck and you know.
So I suppose prison authorities would say, I think back in the old St Kilda days when I was in the police force, I think we referred to the defendant being subdued. So they subdued you? Yep.
Yeah, they say reasonable, but okay,
Reasonable
I don't
force.
want to even get into that.
No.
But my point is that nothing is 100% right,
No.
nothing's 100% wrong. But the point is a person that, like you say, driving a fence, ends up in there
Yeah.
and gets beaten the hell out of them because the real tough crims,
Yeah.
they know who they are. And believe me, I've seen them call them sir. I've seen the screws call them sir.
Yeah.
So therefore...
And Angelo's quite right for the young people who are getting into crime and think it's tough to be a crook. It's not the case. Even if you keep on speeding or doing burnouts or get involved in dangerous driving, eventually you'll end up in the lockup at Port Phillip Prison, or one of our other great prisons around the state. And you'll go in there and you'll be in with the drug dealers, the mass murderers, the rapists, the armed robbers, and they'll ask, what's he in for? And if you're in for a stupid little traffic offence, you'll probably cop a flogging in the first day, and you can imagine what could happen in the showers if a lot of blokes have been in there for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, but then again, other people say it's a bit of a holiday going to prison.
Look, it might be a holiday for some people. It depends where you go. If you go up the country, it can be a holiday.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, really, it's like, not bad. I'll be honest with you. We're not talking about those places. I'm talking about
The Melbourne.
these places.
Yeah. You had a
like
bad
that.
experience there.
There. I've been to Port Phillip. It's not that bad. I mean,
No.
if you do the right thing and you're not a smart ass, the prison guards are usually pretty fair going, and they know what's going on. But I mean, you still have your problems in there, you know.
Angelo, 56, are you happy with the life you've created?
57.
57. Happy birthday.
All right. Am I happy? I'm amazed I'm alive.
Yeah.
I am amazed.
Well, you must celebrate every day.
I am amazed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, and I'm not bragging. I've dosed that many times. It's
How
not
many
funny.
needles would you have stuck into your arm?
I wouldn't be able to count
How
it.
many, roughly? 1,000? 10,000?
I don't know.
Lots of money on heroin?
Plenty. Thousands and
Hundreds of, tens of thousands of dollars.
Thousands. And I tell you, if someone said to me, look, I'm going to do this, I would say, mate, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Think about what you're doing.
Think about what you're doing.
Because it is the end of the road. It's hell.
Talk about that next shortly. We've got Angelo on the couch talking about his life, his masterpiece of life. We'll be back very shortly on Tough Times.